So this is like one last day before I change again, right? I become very comfortable with myself in a way I don't like. Um, I've been vacationing too much. I've been chilling too much, and I'm just not really in the grind that I really need to be at. Where, like for my life goals, right? I'm chilling. I'm doing things many people like to do, right? I mean, me personally, I feel like I become too fat. I'm not working out as much anymore. As a matter of fact, I'm not working out at all. I haven't worked out really for like a year now. Um, um, I've become very lazy. Um, become comfortable with my girlfriend. Last semester I still did fine in school, but other than school, I didn't really do anything. I got I don't really need to go into the details on what I did in school, but I did fine in school. I haven't completely lost myself. I'm at a point where a lot of people would feel comfortable naturally, but I just single handedly alone don't feel comfortable where I'm at right now. And so I don't know. I just feel like I need to change. So I'm smoking one last backwood, just with tobacco, nothing else. Um, I'm just getting a little buzzed. Um, right before I changed my life again, going back into grind mode. But this is kind of like a video I'm gonna use to help myself keep myself in check. Um, I'm kind of dirty right now. I worked in the garden this morning. I just to feel something like a little bit more natural, because a lot of things I do plan on doing is kind of more like white collarish, and I want to like do something more physically active. I'm gonna start running again every night. I'm gonna start just going back into things. I feel like when you get into a relationship, you get super comfortable, um, and you just like I feel like you're not really like putting yourself out there as much like as you once did, just because like you got the girl, and so now you're like satisfied with your life, right? But don't let your like I feel like you shouldn't let your significant other stop you from accomplishing things, taking up your time. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel dirty now. I've been very dirty recently. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. Um, I'm just. I just been living life, and honestly, it's not really what I want to do. I don't want to just live life. Like I want to do something, right? I don't know. I've always just that's how I used to be. I wanted to live life, but now I actually want to do something, and I feel like this is like my this is like my call, right? So one last smoke. I mean, we'll smoke it together. So I guess I'll just go over like what's been happening recently. So um, my school semester ended about 2 weeks ago. I'm doing the summer semester. Doing a full summer semester too, not like going like I'm taking 4 classes. I usually take 5 classes during a normal semester, but it's summer. I don't. I'm not even allowed to take 5 classes in the summer. They're all full summer, not half summer classes. But I want to publish games, and I want to study chess, like really get good at chess. Probably by the end of summer, try to get to 1200 elo. Right now, I'm only embarrassingly enough only 600, right? So I mean, we'll see how much I progress by the end of summer. I got 2 chess books today. Um, you know, um, I'm just chilling, man. It's not too much to say. I remember I posted a talking video years back, just in a car. I don't know. I guess this is just something kind of like it. Um, I actually really do like college a lot more than high school, And living from home, I still feel like I get to live the college experience, but that's because I live with my girlfriend a lot of the time at the dorm, at her dorm. So being able to go to her dorm and living there was really nice. I felt like I got to really live the college experience while also technically not having to pay rent or anything like that. I'm really am focused on school, but I don't like the idea that school is everything for me right now. You know, all I'm doing is school and chilling, right? I'm not really making much money. I get paid scholarship money. On like I get my school, my school's paid for me, and then I get a little bit of money on top of that. But I really want to start developing things. I plan on making games. I plan on making software projects. I plan on studying for the Putnam. But that's school related in and of itself. I want to get back into shape again. I feel like I'm so out of shape. Like I don't know. I just feel like I'm kind of chubby, kind of fat. Like it's nothing crazy, but I have love handles. And my chest is different sizes, like my pectorals, muscles or whatever, like the fat and muscle insertions. I don't know. I feel like this video is kind of useless, but it's just me randomly talking to you. I smoked weed before. Many college students have. But I'm not really that big of a fan, really, to be honest. Like, I just feel like whenever I hop on it, I'm just kind of dumb. I don't like alcohol at all. I don't become like crazy. I don't get blackout or anything like that. I just don't like alcohol. It's gross. Like the alcohol itself is just gross. It's nasty. I mean, you can argue the same with this, right? But I don't know. I like this. I can still be productive while smoking a cigar, but I need to lower my cholesterol, so changing my diet and changing my practices. I'll probably still do it once a week in a social setting, but other than that, not really. I don't know. I really don't know. I got my sparkling water. People are gonna think I'm like freaking, I don't even know, like Andrew Tate or something. Like, no, I've actually just always liked sparkling water, and only recently have I started to smoke. I mean, some people won't even call this a cigar, but Backwoods calls it a cigar, so I'm gonna call it a cigar. I've smoked Cubans though. They're nice. They're cool. Even better than this thing is just a really long cigarette, really. Just a skinny, long cigarette. Like even right now, this is only at like 1/3 of its, even like 1/4 of its length, and I still have more than a cigarette's amount. I don't know, it's not too much to talk about, just really getting to work. I really don't like people that just mentally masturbate and say all the plans they have. I know that's exactly what I've done in this video, but I'm a bit of a hypocrite. But I felt like always in my life when I wanted to get something done, I've always accomplished it. Maybe with some struggle, but I feel like if I really put my mind to it, I'll really get back in shape. And I'm not just talking about physically, just everything. Like I really want to really be back on grind mode instead of just chill modes, like just school mode. Because school isn't really too bothersome for me, but it really does take up my time. I still do social activities, but I don't have time for really working on Swan things. I want to work on Swan things, not just things I do as like a active member of society, but more so as an active member of my organization is. That thing's really burned out. I don't think you guys even know what Niz is if you don't even know who I am, really. Um, I don't know, maybe one day I'll try to resurrect it. It's a beautiful day outside. It really is. I don't know. Um, and I know who wants to sit in a freaking YouTube video with the guy that's not even talking. Like, I just spent 30 seconds just chilling, but it's up to you if you want to stay in the video or not. Um, I'm just doing my own thing, right? Christian Legend been dead. I'm gonna use I'm gonna use Christian Legend basically as an autobiography almost. Just posting like updates on myself and whatnot from time to time. But life's been good. Life's been good. I can't I can't act like it hasn't. I'm not gonna make up imaginary problems that don't exist. My problems are extremely relative only to myself. I'd say the average person living my life wouldn't have a single problem with it, but I just feel like I'm destined for greatness. So I feel like I could do so much more than just be good at school and be a social individual, right? I just feel like that's all I do, just hang out and school, and I want to do more. So I'm developing my chess skills. I'm developing my math putnam skills, right? If you guys don't know, I'm a math and computer science major, and whatnot. So not much to it. Sorry, I got a chunk of tobacco in my mouth there. But I made my ice cream video 2 years ago, or 1 year ago. I was a senior in high school. No, I'm a freshman, basically sophomore. But that's like something really odd is I don't really know what grade standing I am. I have so many credits, but I'm doing 2 majors, and I just know I'm gonna graduate in 2 years. I started this year. I don't want to say I'm a sophomore. I don't want to say I'm a freshman. I don't want to say I'm a junior. I have as much credit. I mean, this year alone, I took. I'm taking 40. No, more than that. Yeah, I've taken 32 so far this year, and then the summer is going to be an extra 14, so that's going to be 48. And then I tested out of psychology. I tested out of biology. I tested out of English too, so that's an extra. That's an extra 10 credits because biology's 4. So I've done 2 years worth of credits this 1 year. But, it is what it is, right? I don't like just being a nerd. I'm not the first. When you think of a nerd, I'm not the first person you think of, right? I mean, I just don't look like a nerd. People are always shocked when, they figure out, who I am in school. It's never bothered me. I've never let it get to my head. When someone's like, oh, I expect you to be dumb. I don't like to call myself smart. I just like to say I'm good at school. That's just a very chill way of putting it. I don't want to say I try to practice humility. In high school, I had a problem with being very prideful. YouTube didn't really show it that much, but I was a very prideful individual. I'm trying to get rid of that practice. It's not a good practice. I really think that you can accomplish so much more being humble. And so that's a problem in it of itself with me, is sometimes it's kind of hard to explain something, um, that like I'll tell like a story, and it's like the situation that I'm even in, it's just like I don't even like to say it, because like the situation itself almost seems prideful. I remember I got an 85 on an exam, and I complained a lot. Well, not a lot, but like I was like, damn, like I really can't believe I got an 85. I was saying it to my like friend's roommate, and she essentially cried, and it was insane. I mean, not insane, but it was like shocker to me. I was like, oh, like dang, because she was like, you're really complaining this much about an 85. Like I feel like if I got an 85, like it'd be like life changing or something like that. And I was like damn. And so I have a lot of personality things I need to change. I've questioned a lot of philosophy, not major philosophies, but like more so intrinsic philosophies within myself. This past year, um, very having a very strong moral adjustments. I don't know. I just like I feel like my morals change by the week. Really, it's insane. You know, I used to be a very big defender of males, right? Um, Not too much anymore. I mean, this past year, I mean, I've experienced some really, really weird male behavior. You know, like a man using like the argument, oh, you know how the like male chemistry works, so it's like a girl after he does some really weird shit to her. So it's like I don't know, but I don't like super hyper feminism. I'm all for equality. Don't get me wrong, absolutely, but it really sucks, man. Like having these constant um, internal debates with myself. So I'm really trying to change that. Um, you know, I'm a pretty comfortable guy in my masculinity. I don't have. I'm a pretty pacifist guy. I don't believe in. I'm not a very. Not that I don't believe in, but I'm not a very confrontational individual. Um, but I don't ever get into situations where I need to confront anybody either. But this past year was a very fantastic college year, on like an enjoyability level, but on like I need to work on myself more essentially. Cigar is almost out. Video is probably gonna be out in 3 or so minutes, but I want to finish it. You know, I'm not gonna save this for later, so I'm gonna really finish it. This is what we have left. Almost nothing, but me personally, I always like to finish things when I start them. I mean, that goes for everything. You know, when I eat a chicken wing, you know, why am I talking about a chicken wing right now? But when I eat a chicken wing, I love to finish that chicken wing. You know, like I eat cartilage, right? Um, you know, there's this YouTuber named Goatees. Um, he's a very interesting individual, carnivore, um, raw carnivore at that. He doesn't cook his meat either. Um, and I used to dislike him just because I felt like he was an extremist, but the more I watched him, the more some of the things he said felt rational instead of irrational. And, you know, I did try carnivore. It wasn't for me. I never tried raw carnivore. I tried, but like cooked carnivore with the occasional fruit. It was nice, but it's hard. And you know, um, I just feel like it doesn't have enough scientific backing. So now my diet consists of just my ideal diet, which I try to accomplish, is just single ingredient foods, vegetables, fruits, and meats. I'll eat nuts too. That's fine. And I know that goes against Goatee's his carnivore diet, and if he disagrees, then so be it, right? Um, it's just I like what he said about listen to what your body says. Don't listen to what your just mind says per se. Um, in that nature. Um, wow, I am buzzed. I am shaking, but I agree with some things. But living a life to 150 years old is what he proclaims. Is not. I don't fully believe in it completely yet. Um, I'm not disclosing the entire belief, but um, it's definitely something I'm skeptic about. Um, I don't know. I try to just live a life for me. I try to be a kind person. Um, I try to grow close with God, but I am lukewarm Christian, and that is a not something I'm proud of. Um, but it's debates on religion. I'm like an agnostic Christian almost. It's kind of hard to believe. I do believe in something greater, possibly. I mean, it could not exist possibly, but I am more towards leaning towards the religious side of things, but it's kind of hard to fully accept one thing or another. Philosophies, like full on philosophies like absurdism, existential nihilism, pacifism, um, optimism, pessimism. I don't really fully hold any idea. I would say I'm more optimistic 100% than pessimistic, but I am like neutral, but I do like to think on the brighter sides of things, but I think that's more so because of my life. All my life I've just I've had a good life. I don't like to I'm not going to try and make imaginary struggles for myself. Um, but life is what it is, right? It's cool. It's really cool. I really do enjoy life. I don't like natalist beliefs and the idea that humans shouldn't procreate. I do believe in procreation. If my girlfriend asked me to have a baby today, she left. She lives 3 hours away from me. If she asked me to have a child, I would absolutely say yes. Even at my current age, I would still go to school. I would still do everything. And maybe people might think that's very naive, but if I had the opportunity to have a son today, I would, or even a daughter, right? I just say son because I'm a male, so I naturally I just said son. But even if I had a daughter today, I would, right? Um, um, you know, this whole year I've just changed so much moral beliefs. M- m- Um, I don't know, I just don't know what to say. I just felt like coming out here and just talking, right? Just coming out and talking. It's all cool. It's all nice. Um, she's planning on waiting till the end of college, to have a child, which is she originally said she wanted at 30, but then she told me she would just do it after college ends. I'd be like, yeah, that's fair. If I mean, I plan on still being with her around then. If we're not, um, but if I'm still with her, um, I plan on, having a child early in my life. I like my parents had me kind of late. So it's like my parents are kind of older, and like I've always like tried to have the idea of being like a younger parent. I feel like that'll help me as well. Also with the whole idea about masculinity, um, I don't try too hard. I mean, I don't really try like at all really to um, come off as masculine or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a feminine individual at that. Um, but I just feel like for me, being masculine is just being a more secure individual. My friend told me a really good quote, um, you know, and he's just like, um, if someone's gonna cheat on you, they're gonna cheat on you regardless because he has a girl and he's pretty comfortable with his girl, and it made me super comfortable about my girl too. I've always been pretty, secure in my relationship, and it's just like, like a very big thing with masculine influencers is that they don't like the idea of like their woman or their like girlfriend or their wife or whatever like wearing like showing clothes, and to me it doesn't bother me too much unless like like it's really 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 out there. I've never had that happen, like like a normal crop top with a bit of cleavage doesn't bother me. um my girlfriend, because I'm just comfortable, like if a guy's gonna look, a guy's gonna look, but that's on the guy, right? I don't know. And I don't stop her if she wants to go to a party with just her girlies, but she actually hasn't done that, which I really appreciate. I really do think my girlfriend really likes me. um I don't know. I don't know, you know. I feel like at one point in my life I was an MC, and now I'm more of just like a chill side character almost. But I think I just changed the story. It's like they made a story about Naruto, and then they just made a remake on Kakashi, so now Naruto's like a side character in that show, and that's kind of like how I feel almost. Like I went from like the main character to like a cool side character. Like how they say 21 Savage isn't really so good in his songs, but he's like really good in his features. Let's talk about music actually a bit. Um, Kendrick Lamar and Drake, very interesting thing. I'm not gonna make a comment on that too much on like what I support. Um, 2 days ago, it was pretty cringe when two people I knew had a full hour argument on Drake versus Kendrick, and I was like, why? They're celebrities. Like, why do you care that much about absolute randoms, right? Like, ultimately speaking, even though they're famous, at the end of the day, to me, they're randoms. If I knew Drake, if I knew Kendrick, that's a different story. I would have no problem with that. But I don't know them. Like, well, I know of them. I don't know either of them at all. Why would I care, right? I don't know. I don't like the whole idea of just worshiping these celebrities or YouTubers or anybody, right? I actually subscribed to Mr. Beast when he was at 20,000 subscribers. That is not a lie. Back when I was in second grade, back when I was 9, and I'm 19 now, 10 years, right? I've been subscribed to Mr. Beast for a decade now. And now he's at 200 million plus, right? I don't stay up to date with him as much as I once was. Um, but shit is it's crazy, right? It's crazy. I feel like so many times in my life I've invested into something when it was less popular. Like, I'm sure you probably know what the black pill is possibly. I subscribed into that before the major like trends came in 2022, 2023. I made a YouTube channel that got 1.6K subs before any of it was popular. I made the most amount of money I've ever made in my life through that. In only like a month, right? Nothing, and this was before the boom, and I kind of quit that just because, I used to be a pretty big supporter of incels, right? Like I was never an incel myself, but I've always been one to side with them. But some of them, I mean, a lot of them are just bad people, really. Like I do agree that looks are probably number one important thing to get into a relationship, even more than like money and whatnot, but they are just I just feel like they don't have a lot of in-person experience. All their experiences are like all like their judgments are based off of what they see on social media, and social media just is not life at all. I mean, I've been an inactive social media user basically for the last 2 years. I have Snapchat, I have Instagram. I don't have Instagram on my phone downloaded. I don't snap anybody really on Snapchat. I don't really post my story. It's just something I kind of check once a day. Instagram is something I check on my laptop once a day because I know if I was on Instagram, I would doom scroll, and I don't like doom scrolling. So I don't know. I've really been off social media. That's something I've taken for more than a year. That's not something That's new, something I've done like the last few months. It's really something I've been on for almost since 10th grade, but I've really been consistent the last year. Um, I try to practice good habits. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Um, Here, let me smoke this a bit more, just the last bit. Um, I'm a very go with the flow kind of person. I've never been a very opinionated person on almost anything, and I feel like that's proved advantageous to me. I feel like I can fully have a conversation about anything without having a very big bias. I believe everybody has the most minor bias in everything, but I like to have a very open mind. I feel like many people that think they're open minded aren't as open minded as they think they are. Um, I feel like they have very, I feel like because they have an unpopular opinion, they believe they're open minded in that sense, but um, I don't believe being in the contrasting major opinion makes you open minded alone. I feel like being open minded allows you to express beliefs in both the popular and the unpopular. I don't know. I'm not gonna promote this video. I'm gonna upload it. You can watch it if you're gonna watch it. If you're not gonna watch it, you're not gonna watch it, right? If you got this far, I know there's gonna be at least 5 people that got this far, but I know there's gonna be 20 plus people that watch the first minute, and that's all. Um, I mean, it's really up to you. You watch it or not. I don't care. Um, I'm not trying to grow this channel. I'm not trying to not grow this channel either. I'm just indifferent to it. It's just gonna be like I said, just somewhere where I post my thoughts and um, just kind of leave it at that. Um, I'll probably keep smoking tobacco every once in a while, but things like marijuana and alk are gonna be a lot. Just not really. Maybe once a month kind of thing if I'm going to a party or a club. But I'm trying to age good too, and I know those are bad practice. This is bad practice. This is a bad practice too, but it's not the worst. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't care. It's fine. Um, but I am gonna not do it every day. I don't want to get lung cancer. But I know that doctors still don't recommend casual smoking, but I'm gonna gamble, right? I mean, in life, you take risks. If you lose, right? And I don't want to lose, but I'm not gonna live life just in the most plain way possible. But I'm not gonna live life as an extremist. When I don't hang out as often, I still feel like I make up for it because the things I do when I hang out in social events are a lot more. They're a lot more out there. There are a lot more things that most people wouldn't do, even if it would. I do things that most people would have to like warm up to it through hundreds of times of practice that I do just my first time, right? Just they offer it to me. I do a quick assessment of the dangers, and if the risk level is worth the reward. Sometimes I'll even take a high risk to reward. Like the risk is way higher than the reward, but it's whatever, right? It's just whatever. That's a good way of putting out my philosophy. An optimistic whatever. This thing's almost out. I'm gonna get one last like really fat hit and just call it a wrap on this. This is my last one too. This shit is out. This shit is empty. So whatever. It was nice talking. It's like my version of journaling. I've tried journaling before. It's chill, but it's not something I do consistently, and it's not something I will do. It's not something I'm gonna force myself to become. I feel like doing something just for the sake of discipline is almost useless. I do things that take discipline, but only because I feel like the outcome is really good. I feel like something like an ice bath is something, or taking cold showers is just for the sake of discipline, which is unnecessary. I feel like I feel like doing something that requires a lot of discipline is not a problem, but doing something for the sake of discipline, not so much. Unless you have horrible discipline and you need to really train it, but that's just me. I don't know. That's just me. I love my life. I came into life really great, really blessed. Thank you. Thank you to my parents. Thank you to the people in my life. Thank you to where I live. Thank you to God. Thank you to everything, right? If my life completely backfired and I just hit rock bottom, I'm gonna still be really happy with the life I've lived. You know, my life isn't complete. My life story isn't done yet, but I'm pretty content. If I die tomorrow, which I really wouldn't like, you know, most people, like, they like to say they're not afraid of death because they think it's gonna be it's kind of cool, but like they think it's like, oh, I'm not afraid of death. I don't want to die. I don't want to die yet, and I don't want to die probably when I'm 90. I want to live old, but it's whatever, right? Just it's chill. It's cool. It's all. It's all just. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, right? Just all chill. That's all I have to say about it. That's all I feel.